Well, here we are, viewers, once again, Monday afternoon with the self-motivated, self-inspired video entrepreneur Barry Peatling. Welcome.
Welcome to you, Colin, and the viewers, and it's a lovely day in Chelsea, down in 82 Catherine Avenue in Chelsea, and it's good to see some new overseas new overseas viewers.
Okay.
I hope you enjoy these videos, and there's more to come.
Let's have a look firstly before we get into the cricket and other sporting activities. This headline from the 60s, Peatling's absence will swing game in Ararat's favour. What's that about?
Well, Colin, that was 1960 when I first left Richmond to go up to the Women's League to play football for a lot of money.
So were you playing for Ararat?
I was playing for Rapaniup.
Okay, because I was just wondering if you were missing at Ararat, that for them they might have been, it says there.
Well, that was the reason they thought that Ararat won, because I wasn't playing. That was my first season, Colin, as just turned 19. I was on £12.10 a game that 1960, and the VFL players back in them days were on £10.10 a game, Colin. £12.10 a game for. But anyway, that was the last home and away game of the season. The last 5 minutes of the last game against Dimburla. I got kicked in the leg. I thought it was only some sort of bruise. I went off the ground. I was starting to get, finished up in agony. And I said, what's going on? The lump came up inside my leg. Now, to cut a long story short, it was a very serious knee up. I had to go to the hospital that night. And I was in class for 6 weeks because I missed the finals. But at one stage, I nearly lost my leg because the nerve on the side of the leg was hit. It would respond, and I was on these calipers for about 6 weeks, and it come good. One stage, they were going to cut my leg off around about just below the knee.
Wow.
It was very, very lucky, but it was still, the foot is still doesn't sort of function, not underneath the feet.
Oh, that's
but it didn't affect me playing.
No. Well, that's very interesting. Now, some people have been asking why all these headlines before your videos.
Glad you asked that question, Tom, because I suppose some people say, now why is he putting all these boasting about himself? The reason I'm doing this, putting these headlines on, is to show the people that I did play a lot of football, and I was a good footballer and a good cricketer. And people can get on these YouTubes and talk about how good they were, Colin, but if you haven't got the stuff to back yourself up, well, it's a different story. That's why I'm sort of putting it up and just let the people out there know I do know a lot about football and cricket and sport in general.
Okay.
So I just thought I'd just straighten that up, because some people say, what is he doing that all the time for? Well, it's not boasting. Well, in a way, it's a little bit boasting, but this just proved that I know a lot about the game.
So you're just trying to add a little bit of credibility to your...
Yes, well, I think most of the viewers out there know I do know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the Australian cricket side, the football side, or swimming, or the tennis, and that's sort of just straighten that up for you out there.
So what are we talking about now?
Well, I thought I found some photos last night, and I was up at Rapaniup a couple of years ago when I was doing that video for I picked my best side of the team of the 60s, and I went to Ian Morgan's place. I stayed out at his place, and if you would put the camera down.
So we're talking about Ian Morgan.
Ian Morgan, yeah.
Now, if you don't know who Ian Morgan is,
he was a superstar in the 60s. If you don't know, if you lived around that area and you don't know Ian Morgan, you come from another planet. He was a superstar, and that's his farm. And this is all.
So that's him on the right.
That's him on the right there. That's me there.
And that's you there. That's Ian Morgan. He played full forward.
Full forward and a superstar.
Superstar.
There's the size of these tractors. Because I drove a tractor up there when I was working in Rapaniup on the farm. And my tractor I drove would have fit in the glove box.
Okay, so a small one, small old crackety one.
Look at that.
And this one is a John.
No, I'm like a little baby there.
You're a dwarf. You're a dwarf.
Dwarf, yeah.
Yeah.
And this one.
So that's a John Deere. That's the
they're all
same
John
thing.
Deere's, and
Deere.
The combine harvester that was worth $500,000.
There you are, there, dwarf Peatling.
I was intrigued, and they drive themselves. You press a button, it turns itself and everything. You go to sleep.
So
I just thought I'd show the
anyone could drive it?
We don't have to drive, just press a button and just sit there. Be a good boy.
So there we go. Well, that's all interesting. Now let's get into the cricket. Now, Australia wrapped up the one-day series of the West Indies, 5-0.
Well, I just thought I'd talk about that because...
Is Australia back on track?
Well, I think Mr. Inverarity, he's sort of half on track because he's kept a couple of sides together for 2 games. They won easy. And they had a couple of changes last night, but they still got the money. Finch is still He's going to be right, Finch, but I think he needs another 12 months out. They got very regurgitated Brad Haddon again. I mean,
he's the emergency.
Just keep Matthew Wade in there and let him make runs and get used to the...
Wade's in India.
He's in India.
He's
well,
gone. They
should have given someone else, a younger fellow, a go instead of Haddon, because he won't be playing anymore.
I think they're using Haddon as a backup in case something happens.
What's wrong with Tim Payne? He's got no legs.
He's coming back from injury.
Well,
there's
plenty of young wicket-keepers around.
I think they want a hardened,
no, they don't.
potential filler if they have to play England.
They're
if Wade goes out, they don't want to bring in a new wicket-keeper.
Look, I've done a bit of keep myself, Con. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to keep wickets. I've done it myself.
Well, there's a big difference between a good one and a bad one.
Not a big difference. You've got to know that, but there must be lots of wicket-keepers in the district cricket. I mean, they won't talk about trying people. I mean, you've got to... Haddon, this is his last season, I think. It'll be his last season.
Yeah, it could be.
Nothing against Brad Haddon, mate. You've got a bad fella, but time to move on.
Well, yeah, I don't know, Barry. I think that I can understand why they're hanging on to Haddon, just in case Wade falls apart.
Give me a reason.
Well, if Wade falls apart and they've got they're playing the Ashes, they want someone just to step in and play like he's never missed a beat, and that's what Haddon will do. Look,
I just said 2 minutes ago, there's no big deal out of keep wickets. It's only when you've got to get an experience in the Shield cricket or something. They must have a good Shield. There must be plenty of Shield wicket keepers around, Colin.
You have to be a very good wicket keeper.
And you look,
a very good wicket keeper will win you test matches.
Well, I'm telling you something. Gilchrist set the standard too high 15 years ago. Because when he come in, he was a one of the world's.
But he wasn't the best wicket keeper though.
That's dead right. That's what I'm saying. You don't have to be... I mean, if you can bat a bit, most fellas can bat, right?
But if they drop catches and they miss stumpings...
Rodney Marsh dropped 3 every 4. The first 5 tests, he got to about 20.
Yeah, but then he got better, didn't he? And then
with experience, yeah.
So if you got someone who doesn't miss a trick, then is just fully professional, than someone who drops every second catch.
Tim Payne, he's playing 2 days ago, so he should have been... And he played Test cricket. He's played Test cricket, Tim Payne.
All right.
Anyway, get off that.
What about those? What about Pollard? Kieran Pollard.
I was in your house when they took those catches, and I reckon I'm telling you something now. This is a fair sort of statement to make here. Those two catches, not only were probably the best 2 catches of the decade, I reckon probably the 2 best catches for the last 50 years. And all the cricket.
One was
when he bashed it was Matthew Wade. Was it Matthew Wade? No.
One-handed on the boundary.
It was over the fence for sure.
Yeah.
He was about 6'6", but he jumped about. I couldn't believe he hung onto the ball because the ball was going 100 miles an hour.
So that first catch was unbelievable. The second catch was very, very good.
And the second one wasn't much.
Yeah, it was double-handed. It was very, very good.
2 in one day.
But the first one, unbelievable.
And he can bat too.
Oh, he's good.
So I mean. The commentators, they'll be gobsmacked too, but I was in your house when they took it, I think. Yep. Mate, I won't forget it for sure.
What about Adam Voges?
I seen him last night. He is, as I said here, future star.
Well, he's been around for about 10 years.
Well, I mean, it's about time they give some of these other fellas a bit of...
Captain West Australia.
4 or 5 years, instead of just gave him 1 season and still can whack him straight and been captain.
But he's played in the team before.
He'll be around for a long time. What's he on, about 28, 27?
Something like that.
He's got all Australia, a bit like Gilchrist.
Close to 30, but we'll see. I like him. There's a whole group of these good Australian batsmen, including George.
We don't need the Haddons around, right?
Including
and the Finches.
George Borgwell. Finch? No, I disagree.
No.
Well, that'll do it for the cricket, I think. Let's swing over to the football, the Chelsea Football Club. Any news on that front, Barry?
I was over there last Wednesday night talking to Phil Slicker, Snake included, and I said, "What's going on, Snake?" I said, "Have you got anybody?" He said, "Yeah, we spoke to 15. I said, "Snake!" Someone told me he spoke to about 20 fellas 4 weeks ago, but he said he got a couple of ruckmen and a couple of defenders and a couple of unrulers, and they'll probably know in the next couple of weeks but they've spoke to 15 players.
15 players.
And he told me, look, Wednesday night, I thought we lost, since the last season, I thought we lost about 12 or 14. We've lost 25 players, right?
Wow.
25 players.
Wow. 25 players.
That's a team and a half, if you don't mind.
So I guess what's happening is the big question. No one. It's a bit of a mystery at the moment.
And he was telling me, I said, what do you think of the coach? He said, Barry, I said, I think he's going to be alright. He has coached too. So I got the bump steer last week. Yeah, he's coached.
I told you that.
He's coached about 5. Well, I was told.
Nunawading and.
Well, no, he's coached a couple of regional sides, so he's got a bit of a coaching background, and
He needs the cattle though, Barry.
nobody could coach that side at the moment. Even Ron Barassi wouldn't coach them, so they couldn't get him up. But now, look, a lot of things can happen pretty quick in the last 3 or 4 weeks before the season starts, like it did last year. And when you get fellas from other clubs who knock back some of the money that they've been offered, not good enough, and they'll probably get a better offer from Chelsea, and then they'll just walk up, start, and you just hope that they can just fit in straight away, like the couple of did last year.
I'll have to see what happens. Watch this space. We want to give a special mention, Barry.
Yeah, special mention of
Overseas viewers.
Overseas viewers, especially a man called T.T. Trudeau. My Phil Harrison, PH, is made up in Cairns. He's a very good friend of Phil Harrison.
Yep.
And he's a fisherman, Colin. And I've been told you've got to be very careful, TD, about them crocodiles. I'll get you one day, so you want to have a pretty good boat, not a little bathtub.
So you'd say that Phil Harrison is a fisherman's friend?
It is a fisherman's friend. He's apparently, I was talking to Phil 3 or 4 nights ago, and he said, yeah, he's a very good friend of mine. I thought, well, we'll give him a bit of a mention because everybody likes to hear their name on TV or YouTube, whatever. And you sound like a pretty good fella, TT. I might meet you one day.
Very good.
We'll have a drink.
Have a little drink.
With PH, BP and TT.
You can sit down and watch all your videos.
Well, you're watching this.
Probably watching this, right, as we speak.
All of that's TT.
Alright, well, that's all from me.
And that's all from me, and that was a fair sort of courage in a short time today. Bye-bye.